When I was looking to come back to Ashley, I certainly had as one of my goals or hopes was that we could become a research facility. And why? Because it's the best. Because that is how we ended up figuring out how to treat people better. My name is Greg Hobelman. I'm the co-CEO of Ashley Addiction Treatment. I am an addiction psychiatrist by training. The domains of wellness that we have, well, when we look at how we recover from anything and how we recover from a substance use disorder, we want people to be well overall. So, we're looking at how they're well physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, and we look at those domains, and we have divided our day up to pay particular attention to each of those domains. So in the morning, through the day, we'll be paying attention to people's emotional, cognitive, their spiritual, and their social health. And it is all directed through the way that we have our programming to meet those needs. One of the problems we have in substance use disorder is it takes people very often multiple tries. We describe this as a relapsing and remitting disorder that is progressive and fatal. That means a lot. If we can reduce the progression and then we can do it quicker, people will ultimately have better outcomes. So our goal with regard to research is to get more people better quicker. The idea is to figure out what are we doing and how well is what we are doing working. So we developed a way of measuring that. We looked at self-report, and we want not only self-report when they're in care, but to continue that. So we work with a third-party provider to do that, and we've been tracking those evaluations now for about 5 years. So we have a good amount of data. Now, we want to be able to do that long term. So we have to incentivize people to fill out those forms when they leave, but we also want people to stay connected. So it's another way of engaging people after they complete whatever level of care they're in. We like to keep them in our level of care, and we want to make sure that we're following them and seeing how they do. So we get a better idea of what is truly working. Then we can pick apart that data set and find out other information. Things about depression, anxiety, sleep, suicidal thoughts, motivation, quality of life. All these things we really want to understand better. And then when we implement something, we can measure the effectiveness of what we're doing. So we've done studies with medication, looking at the improvement in sleep, improvement in pain, improvement in depressive symptoms. And the more we do that, we're ultimately going to inform how we take care of patients. So we want to be the thought leader. Part of our mission, of course, is to take care of the individuals that are here. But if we can have greater influence and impact how patients are treated across the board and they get better care throughout this country and beyond, we really have a greater effectiveness. That's a huge part of what we want to do at Ashley, contribute to on not just the individual level, but on the public health level. Building a research department, and having this really robust group of people doing this work does not generate any revenue. It's work that we ought to be doing, and I think we need to be doing, but we don't have any way to fund that other than through some philanthropic means as well as some grants. What we're trying to do is really look at this from a public health perspective, which means we want to have the ability to impact millions rather than just the thousands per year that we're treating on campus. Evidence-based medicine is something that has been a part of general medicine in the medical world, the healthcare system, now for decades. We don't want to treat based on philosophy. We want to treat based on evidence. We want to build and understand what truly works and then use that modality for treatment. We have been behind with regard to substance use disorder treatment, and it's time to catch up. And we can do that quicker. We want to take the information from our research and immediately implement that. And we are doing that already. With the things that we are discovering, we're able to help guide our treatment of individuals on campus. And then in the larger world, we want to do that to impact millions.